Alright, so welcome YouTube. Today I'm gonna be making and reviewing a chicken Alfredo bake, so I'll cut to the part where I'm starting to make it now. Alright, so to start off, I'm gonna get the chicken breasts seasoned and baked. I have the oven preheating at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, so let's get this chicken ready now. Alright, so I'm gonna season these chicken breasts how I normally do it, with poultry seasoning, salt and pepper, and garlic and onion powder. So I'll see you guys whenever I go to put it in. Alright, so YouTube, I'm gonna bake this for 50 minutes, then while this is baking 30 minutes into it, I'm gonna start cooking the noodles fully. So I'll see you guys in the next segment. Alright, so the recipe I found calls for 12 ounces of this penne pasta. I'm not exactly sure on how to pronounce it properly, but I'm slightly modifying the recipe because I don't really feel like taking the time to measure out 3/4 of this box. So, and also it calls for 24 ounces of Alfredo sauce, which I have 22-ounce jars, so I'm gonna dump a little bit of the second jar into the mixing bowl whenever I get there. Alright, so I'm gonna get this until it's tender, so I'll see you guys in the next segment. Alright, so YouTube, this chicken is now done, so I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna cut it up into bite-sized pieces. Alright, so before I cut up the chicken, I'm gonna grease a 13x9 pan dish. I'm gonna start off by dumping a jar of the Alfredo sauce into a mixing bowl. So I'm gonna put that one off to the side. And I'm gonna... Now that seems to be... I used more than what I needed, but that'll be fine. So I'm gonna get milk out so I can get as much sauce out of this jar as I can. I'm gonna refrigerate the other one because I'm pretty sure you have to after opening. Alright, so I'm pretty sure this pasta is done now, so I'm gonna drain it, then add it to the mixing bowl. Alright, so with that pretty well mixed up, I'm gonna add it into the 13 by 9 pan. Recipe calls for like half of this bag, but I'll just sprinkle as much as I think is necessary. Pretty well covered with cheese, so what I'm gonna do is double check the recipe to make sure I got everything in it before I bake it. Great, so YouTube, I did get everything, so it told the next step is to cover it with aluminum foil. We're gonna bake this for 20 minutes covered, then 10 to 15 minutes uncovered. So I'll see you guys whenever I get a bowl of it. Great, so YouTube, this is done now. I took it out without recording because it was at that time to get it out. Alright, so there's what it looks like, so I'll see you guys when I go to review it. Alright, so YouTube, let's review this now. Alright, so overall this is one of the better things that I've made from recipes I found online, but overall the flavors come together real well. The chicken breasts, that seasoning I used on it, I can taste that that's the dominant flavor in this. Then I would say the other dominant flavor is the Alfredo sauce, which I don't mind.